Hey guys, it's Average and welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to look at the Gottfriends Schleicher AS33. Now this is a powered glider. This is the ME version of the AS33, which is a German glider produced by Alexander Schleicher. And it had its first flight in 2020. Now, it's based on the original ASG-29 with a big new wing in the 18-meter version. There's also a 50-meter one to run in the 50-meter FAI class. So you can do that one as well. Now, what we have here is the AS33ME, which is the electric self-launcher. Now, what's cool on top of that is, apart from all the billion liveries we get because it's got friends and they do loads, including this rather cool one, a community partners one for them, which I'm included on, which is quite cool. I'll show you. We also get a Ford F-150 and a Cybertruck as tow launch vehicles alongside the Vilga as a aero tow vehicle to go with this, and they can be used for the gliders in the sim too, which is super cool. We have completely customizable dashboard layout. We've got the LX family of software suites in this that we have in their other produced aircraft, which is super duper cool. And well, without further ado, let's go take a look at the aeroplane, shall we? This is £15, and you can buy it from their website and eventually the marketplace. Before we go anywhere though, we're going to pop open the canopy, and we're going to hop out. See, look, there's our Angel, right there. Along with PMS50 and Touch and Cloud and Emerald Senior Design and B21 and BM and a few other people here. And we've got Contrail in there as well. And got Wilga, yes. We do got Vilga. That's okay. Oh, we got a bunch of different cool people on the side here. Very cool to see all those. I love that. In terms of physical design and construction of the actual model, it looks fantastic. This is what we expect from Gottfriends. They do great work. I am definitely in the wrong place, and I'm pretty sure we don't see ATRs in Courchevel. That's pushing it, Microsoft. There's Bob, going to help us on the side there. Without further ado, let's get back inside the cockpit, shall we? It's 2020 native, by the way, but this is fully compatible with 2024, and there's a full native version coming mid-July, which is a free update. I know there's a plane near me, shut up. So a quick look through the software we have here. Now, we have the LX suite of equipment here, including our main computer and the variometer. And through the pages here, we have our ability to change global settings. We've got multiplayer tow and systems like that. Various aircraft settings, we can even turn off the canopy tint if you don't like it. I happen to quite like it. Oxygen system, we can turn off the yaw string on, get rid of the flam. In fact, we're going to ditch that because we don't need it right now. Headphone simulation, which you can do with a switch or that. Cool part here, let's take off the variometer there, and let's take off the compass. I wonder if I want the variometer down here and the compass here. Why? I can do that. You can put anything you want anywhere, which is super cool. Why is that not turned on? That is quite strange. Let me go back, in fact, and we will knock that off for a second. Okay, and we'll cycle through to there. Various display options for our grid on the next page. And we've got our tasks that we can list down here. Set waypoints and markings and jobs. We can turn off the grid here, leave this just a map. So we can show all the data we want to on there. Right, you want to be silly buggers? We'll just turn you on and off again and make it all work again, which is usually the solution. There we go, see? It happens sometimes. But we can go to our menu system here. We can change it to dark and light around the options outside. Linear, non-linear, positive, negative, or both. Close that, and we've got our little artificial horizon. Of course, down here we have our wing flaps. We've got our spoilers. If we want to spoil the party and come back down again. There we go. We have our gear. We have our water, which is controlled by our strobe switch, so we can go. And our airplane can go to the toilet. See? We can dump all that water. Right, you don't want me waffling about gliders, do you? You want me to go and fly this thing. So without further ado, we're going to go and get Bob over here to help us launch. So let's go to our full extension on our pitch and roll. yaw. Send to our controls. Bob will wave off our tow plane. And we are ready to rock and roll here. We'll talk about the engine once we're airborne, because we'll show you that. It's pretty cool. We can't really have it out whilst we're on the tow line. Not a problem for us. Now, I'm not a particularly good glider pilot, so this is going to be messy at the best of times. We'll have to just improvise as we go. And perhaps launching at Courchevel wasn't the brightest idea, but you know what? I thought the scenery will be pretty, and this might be a good idea. Very pretty indeed. Very pretty. Very pretty. Right, we'll stay on the tow plane. Not screw things up here. Like I said, I'm no glider pilot, but I'm going to do my best. Try and give this a fair shake. All I'm going to do with this video is show you kind of what it can do, what it's capable of, and how it operates, what I think of it. Again, not an expert. I've glided plenty of aircraft, mostly unintentionally. I'm a bush pilot, not a glider pilot, but it's a very useful skill set to actually have. And it's where a lot of the manoeuvres we use come from, including things like the slip. Okay, we are looking good here. Now, when we're ready to detach, we can do just that. But we're going to let ourselves climb for a minute first. So we're getting buku altitude. Stay centered on the aircraft. Now, you can do an actual automated winch launch on this system from within the aircraft. You'd basically pull this blue tab here and go click the buttons. I'm not going to do it right now because we're on a tow line. But I'm going to separate once we approach this ridge. I'm going to hit X, which is my binding for my tow line, or that yellow handle. Cable is released. We're away. Let's do the aviation equivalent of skating. It is fun, I have to admit. Gliding definitely has its bonuses and perks. Although I do not have a ton of altitude... Oh, got a bit of something there. We seem to be catching serious downdrafts on this side. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to pop the engine up here. I need to get away from this because it's pulling me down. You know, to set us up behind us. Now we'll go down here, we'll hit the start button. And then we'll give it some beans. And now we're out of the trouble we caused. Now you can use this for self-launch, or you can use it like I'm using as a ability to boost the actual aircraft up. So we'll come around here. So this gives it a lot of capability as a touring glider, because obviously you can use this to really extend your journey. If you're running out of altitude, you've got more room now, you've got the power there, which can help kick you up. I need to get to the far side of this because we've not been getting lift on this side. Although I've always historically been terrible at finding thermals in a sim, so there is that. I think that's Mont Blanc over there. I'm not certain. We'll get across the ridgeline here, if we have the speed for it. About 55 right now, so not very fast. I don't actually really want to get near this, do I, with the downdraft? It's going to pull me down, engine or not. As it's doing exactly that. Can I clear it is the question and get a big boost? So you're getting a lot of turbulence by that ridgeline. Drop the nose. Try and hold it up. Yes, I'm stalling. I realise that. Push the nose down. That's a tree. Whack, whack, whack. God, dumb. But it cleared me away to safety. And now we're going yeet. Okay, fantastic. Let's get rid of you. Whew. Okay. We're not dead yet. But some ridgelines shouldn't be gone near because they can be very unpleasant for your flight experience. But we've definitely got good lift on this side. Helping to haul us up here. And I must say, flying a glider is a beautiful experience. Because it's so quiet, so peaceful. Just solitude, you and an aircraft. It is like sailing. Sailplaning. It feels like sailing. You just... The elements are guiding you. Although, there's a lot of butt-in-seat experience that the sim needs. And no, 2024 is not the best gliding simulator. There are far better dedicated gliding sims out there. But it is rather good. It's better than it's been in the past. And it definitely gives you the option to fly some really cool aircraft in the real world and experience a lot of these cool things you'd really want to do. Now, do I want to take this back and try and make it into Courchevel like this now? You know what? Sod it. Let's do it. Let's try and land a glider at Courchevel, because that's the dumbest thing I've ever decided to do. Let's do it from that ridgeline. So we'll give our wings a little bit more curvature here. Try and aid that there. Losing a bit of speed, but we'll put the nose down. It is fun. It's definitely fun. And the multiple seat options you've got, of course, that they have in the different versions of the stock simulator, of course, are great. But this one being a project done absolutely kind of in concert with the current World Gliding Champion, which is super duper cool. It is in partnership, in fact, with Stefan Langer. So it's a really cool aircraft to actually have here at the sim, to try something different, to do different things with the aircraft. And it's actually got a lot of his work in there with the whole Steve-Fly system they actually use with this as well. So you can go via their website and check out some of their stuff in terms of gliding. I am definitely high altitude here for this, so I can do another loop around here without worrying about being too low. I thought I'd be too low for this, but I'm not. So I will say it's a very well thought out actual aircraft for the sim in terms of what you've got in terms of options here. In fact, we'll dump a little bit of ballast. See that coming out as we're tootling along here. That looks pretty cool, seeing it all spraying out. We've got water the French. Right, we'll continue our 360 around. We should be just fine here. Nice and easy. What we're going to do once we get back down is we're going to go somewhere else, somewhere flatter, and we'll give the winch launch a try, including their stock system. So we'll get to see both of those in operation, which I think will be pretty neat. So let's try and land this thing at Courchevel. Gear down. Bit of a slipsy doodle. Full spoilers. Oh, this is going to be a mess. Oh, we've got a lot of wind here. That's the problem. Big fat crosswind. Surprisingly capable. I will take it. Can I roll up here and actually make it to the top? I'm getting blown off the side of the runway by this wind. Try and turn myself sideways before we actually get to a stop. Brakes are on, sorted. Okay, cool. We mostly made it up the hill here at Courchevel, but I made it in. Even what appeared to be 30 knot crosswind. So there you go. Let's go try some winching, shall we? So we're here at Unterwessen Airport in the south of Germany, which is Echo Delta UE, and I'll hop back in real quick because we are being slowly pulled by the wind. Let's turn that off for a second. We'll quickly go third person. And we'll look at the whole hunk of America that's at the far end of this runway. About to give us a tow launch. Now, pretty nice, quiet little spot around here. Should we go for some gliding? So some of the AI aircraft they spawn do make me rather jealous. Here is our fine specimen of America. There we go. An F-150. Nice. Okay. Let's do this thing, shall we? Are you ready there, Dave? I like how he walks as it gets moved too. Okay, we are ready to rock. And we're getting the tow. And we should be airborne straight away. Oh, oh. In my defense, I've never used the stock sim tow feature before. So that went horribly wrong. I'm dead. Anyway. Well, now we've recovered from my untimely immediate death at the hands of a Ford F-150. Not the first time someone's ever said that. We're going to show you the other feature, which is, of course, the one that was included by Got Friends, their autonomous launch system, or quick launch. So I can connect this, and I can set my distance. I'm going to go for a 2,000 meter at 130 kph, and we're going to hit launch. So it's taking the slack, and it's going to start pulling, and we just follow like we would for a regular winch launch that goes correctly this time. And we need to make sure just that we keep ourselves in the ball. And we hold that position. And we just let it track until we reach the top of the parabola. And before it starts to pull us back down again, we hit the Go Go Gadget Get Lost button. And we are gliding. Nice and simple, it can be done anywhere. Now, fun fact, I was actually testing here earlier to work out if I could operate the aircraft. And I crashed into a tree on that mountain. I was trying to get ridge lift and I crashed into a tree. I opened the canopy, I dropped down into the forest below me, about 5 meters below the aircraft. And I spent 25 minutes hiking down that hillside, down a gulch. Yeah, why? Because I could. I went hiking down there to a little house right on the edge of the trees there, right there. And I went and got help and phoned for help. it was roleplay. But it was amazing because there was an actual gulch there, there was tree stumps, there were rocks, there were ferns, noises, animals, birds, trees. It was walking in the forest. It looked better than a lot of first-person shooter video games these days. I had a wonderful time, actually. So we're not going particularly fast or far. In fact, we could put that engine out again because I want to show you what it looks like from the outside. There she is. That is our engine. And we go boop to start it. And we give it some... And it engages, and that's a good start. And then we suddenly have all the lift we could ever dream of. And up, diddly up, up, up we go. Speaking of which, let's ditch some ballast, shall we? We've got our engine on, we're streaming ballast. We're in full let's get out of here mode. Notice it has different release of ballast. Only got 2 exit ports there compared to the 4 in the 18 meter version. We're getting some big climb right now. We're coming over the crash site and we'll come back in for landing, I think. So our ballast will show us empty when it is empty. Ballast tanks are fully emptied, cool. Close those valves. And we can shut down our engine about now. And once it's stopped and we're at 0 RPM, we can put it away. And we're completely gliding again. It is cool to have that function. It really does mean you can go on much more touring adventures as you'd want to and have a good time. Or if you're just bad at it like me. Now, cool things here, just little things, but we can open the little vent. We can open the whole window. We can even open that vent and get air sounds coming in from the actual air vent. Speaking of stall sounds, I just did that same place. In fact, I probably stalled it around here and end up in the trees about there. We'll go down and take a quick look, shall we? In fact, I'm going to get some speed here because I've got some plans I want to try and enact. So this is the clipped wing 15-meter version, so we could roll. Can I get enough speed to loop, though, is the question. So we're going to dive down towards the airfield here. Try and build some speed. Over 100 right now. Tons of lift. So we should be good to go. Yes, we can. It's hardly crazy aerobatics to the glider, but it's something. We'll follow it round into the vertical. Drop down. Oh, hello. It's all working, at least. We are more than capable. Okay. Well, I'm pretty happy with this. I'm going to bring us round and bring us down into land. See if I can actually make us normal one this time by. So I'm going to want to basically put my... Oh, not that much. No. That will do for now. Put a bit of spoiler out here. We'll drop our gear down. A bit more drag. Drag being the name of the game here. Not just for RuPaul. Okay. But you know what? We're going to stick all the way out to actually hit the brick wall. We'll stick her at a slip just to kind of burn some altitude off. Because this is surprisingly lifty. Even when you get low speed, low altitude, you have a lot still going on with this when it comes to lift. So keep the spoilers all the way out here to kill everything it's got. Full side slip, which is a gliding technique, I'll have you know. Burn all of this. And look at our speed, still about 60. So we're doing just fine. Look at that, kicking out the slip, but it's still got tons to play with here. Although I'm probably going to want to pull this back in a little bit. Now. And I'll put it back out in a second. Because I'm starting to get a little bit lifty. Okay, should be good here. Hit the display, start the runway. Not bad. A little bit of crosswind there to handle. Try and keep my wingtips okay. We'll probably land on the grass. No. Okay. Fantastic. That is everything we needed there. Well, Schleicher AS-33. 15 quid, to be honest, very well spent for an aircraft that you could fly with a motor on. You can glide. You've got 2 versions of the aircraft, tons of functions and customizability. This is basically your glider in a sim. You can customize the entire panel layout exactly as you want it. Data screen readouts as you want them. Everything can be exactly the way you like. And it's a full manual. Trust me, you'll need it. Just for the actual operations of computers. But overall, I think it's actually really fun. Like I said, not a glider pilot, but this made gliding in the sim quite enjoyable. Are there better gliding sims? Yes. Is this still lots of fun? Absolutely. Thanks for watching. Bye.